Hello YouTube and welcome back to the channel. Being that it's Tuesday, we're going to do something a little different and we're going to talk about apps that aren't just about making money. This one will help you find the speed of your wireless internet. And I use it to test just about everything because as I go around, I want to see what areas that I go have the best Wi-Fi that allow me to do stuff without having to use my smartphone's data connection so much because oftentimes I found that there are some pretty good Wi-Fi spots around town. And this app will test just that. It's called Speedtest. It is a free download from the App Store, and I'll go a little bit over this. I really have found it to be a really good app to have because right now I am just connected just through my regular wireless service here. As you can see, the LTE is through Metro PCS. So I'm going to hit go, and we're going to see exactly what it's going to do. It's going to test my internet speed here, and it logs all of it. So you can see exactly what you tested before. It's going to give you your overall speed for downloading as well as uploads. So as you can see right there, come up with 33.6, which is fairly decent just for a 4G signal. And then the upload speed itself, your upload always tends to be slower. But there are a few other things that while you are connected to an actual Wi-Fi, it will test as well. There are going to be your little bit of advertisements and stuff, but you can pay if you want to have all this without. And I do know for a fact because I had a friend of mine that works for the cable company stop by, and I actually did a test with this, and he used his factory speed test they use where he's connected directly in, and he came up with almost the exact same number as this app does itself. So it allows you to test your speed, and it is very accurate from what I found. Occasionally, I find some things that look like it may not be right, but I really haven't seen any different with multiples of this test ran. So we can go in and we can see the results, and these are the number of results at different times that I've taken around. Some on different Wi-Fi connections, other ones are just from my LTE signal, and it tells you right there on the side. It tells you the date and time you take it. It tells you your download, and it tells you your upload. The other cool thing about this app, and if you're worried about where you might go, whether you're going to have coverage, there is a coverage option here, and as you can see, it pinpoints where you're at. I'm here at work, so my Winter Haven, Florida there, Tampa, and it gives you an overview of kind of what the T-Mobile cell network looks like in the area. Now, just because it's darkened out does not mean you won't have any signal, but it is considerably lower. And I know for a fact that right by where I work, as soon as I leave, I lose signal pretty quickly, just a couple miles from where I'm at. But as you can see, this is all looking up through Florida itself, and as you go about, you can actually see if you're planning on taking a trip somewhere, what your signal is going to be like around. And like I said, for phone calls, it's one thing, but this is actually for your 4G LTE network, what your signal is for T-Mobile itself. You can also go in and you can find any of the other ones around. You want to see what a different, let's say AT&T is, and we can look and see AT&T, what they look like around. And as you can see, pretty much all the networks are about the same, no matter what you have. So it does allow you a chance to get in and see what the coverage area is as well. There is a lock part for VPN, but you also have all your, you can have your scales, you can set up everything about the speed test, it tells you a little bit about it. Analytics, you can see a little more about it. There's terms of use, privacy policy, everything like that. But the real basic thing on it is it allows you to go and allows you to test when you're around. So when it pops up and says a wireless network is available, you can connect to it, you can run a speed test, and you can see, hey, is it actually going to be any faster than my phone itself? Or is it being used by so many people that it just becomes basically worthless? And it will help you with that. So, at times you'll want to hook onto other open Wi-Fi's around if they got the good speed. If not, you'll know right then too. You don't go through all that effort. So the app is called Speedtest. Like I said, it is free on the App Store, and I do recommend it. It is fun just to go around and see, what speed you're running. It also helps when you're paying for your wireless, or you're paying for your cable bill, and it says you're supposed to get 100 megs or you're supposed to get 150 megs. You should pretty much make sure that's what you're getting. And I tell you what, I do a speed test on mine weekly for the most part because I want to know if they're throttling down my internet or not, and I really do try and make use of that. I do have another app directly through my cable provider that allows me to do the same thing, but I have a hard time relying on apps that are produced by the same people you're paying because it only benefits them to say you're getting good signal and you very well may not be getting the signal you're paying for. So an independent speed test is definitely worth it. Like I said, it's free, so it's definitely worth it. It's not going to cost you a thing, and it gives you a little information about some networks, your cell network, and everything around your area or an area you may be traveling in, so you don't get stuck going into an area that you might think has a good signal, and it very well may not. So Tuesdays are going to be apps not necessarily just like this, but some will be like this. And I'm doing it a little different. Tuesdays are all going to be different styles of apps that I'm just going to do reviews on. Apps that I tend to use a lot, I will do reviews on, as well as other things that, products that I get sent to me to try out. I'm starting to get a few of them as well, which is really nice. I'm not trying to be a tech channel by any means because I'm not super involved in a lot of that, but I do enjoy trying out some different things that companies have sent me to try out, and it's one of the nice things about when you start getting in and you focus on your YouTube channel. You really will be surprised at what opportunities come about because you don't have to have a super huge channel for people to reach out and contact you about trying out some stuff or trying out their app. So far, I have not done any sort of sponsored apps or anything like that. I don't want to get into pay for review type deal. I'd rather it be an honest review so my integrity is held up there. So that if I'm using it, it's because I enjoy using it. If I'm not using it, I'm going to tell you why I'm not using it. And if you disagree with it, that's totally up to you. It's just my opinion on a lot of these apps. So I thank you all for watching. If you like what I do here on the channel, please subscribe. Subscribers, they make the world of difference as far as getting your message out there, and I'm thankful for every one of mine. And I hope you really are enjoying the content I'm putting out on the channel. I will be continuing to do my Saturday videos. Will be nothing but my phone farming wrap up for the week. And I can tell you already, this week had some payouts and it's been pretty decent. I've been really surprised, and I look forward to seeing how the rest of the week is going to go. But on Tuesdays, we'll be doing other app reviews. Occasionally, I may throw in a live stream here and there, maybe on Wednesdays. I'm not totally sure. But keep an eye out, and any changes to the channel, I will be sure to let everybody know because I like to try and keep on a schedule so that everybody knows that Tuesdays and Saturdays, what time stuff comes out, always comes out on 4 Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. So it is kind of spaced out there that people on the West Coast and people in Europe can also see it at a reasonable time. I know as I get over into India and Asia, like some of my subscribers are, I'm sorry, I can't put everything out at optimal times everywhere. Unfortunately, it's always a late night somewhere around the world. So unfortunately, I can't do that at this point. But I will try and get a few more videos out, as well as addressing some of the other concerns that people leave comments on my videos. I like to address them as well. If I don't get back to you, please, I try and get back to everybody that has a question about an app, and I try and make sure that I explain it the best I can. And any issues you might have, I always try and give you my best advice for that app and my opinion on what you should do. So I thank you all. Remember, this app is called Speedtest. It is definitely worth trying out. I thank you all and have a good day.